All right, everybody. We are live again for the next episode of the Furry Raiders podcast. I am Jolt, chief host of the show, and once again joining me is none other than my co-host, Avira.
Hey everyone, it's the candy corn doggo.
Next up on the show, we have Gil.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? Hope you guys have a lovely day so far.
Indeed. And joining us for the first time ever, we have Zephyr.
Hello, everyone. I'm German. That's nice, and a Jew. It makes a lot of sense. It's gonna be a lot of comments about that. I already know.
Wouldn't that sound a little oxymoronic if we wind back the clock?
Yes, people always say that. It's funny.
I know.
Wait, so you're a German Jew and a furry raider. That's interesting.
Yes. I'm also a Nazi, which is also oxymoronic.
You know, it's
For
kind
some-
of,
Diverse.
it's kind of obligatory that we're gonna have to break you in because you'll never guess what I saw at Iron Fest.
Oh, what did you see?
At Iron Fest. Woo. Show us some more Iron Fist.
Oh my god,
What
that's triggering me. Oh my god.
Demonetized.
I see that stuff all the time because I work as a historian, my dude, and they're literally throwing stuff away of that category in garbages outside of museums now.
See,
And
And now there's homeless people just picking it up.
I mean, it doesn't matter what political ideology it is. It's like
No,
historic
no.
artifacts.
The
that's
reason they're
messed up.
doing it is that it's offensive to Jewish people. I'm a Jew and a historian. I want to collect that stuff and keep it. I literally have like dozens of historical artifacts in my house because museums won't take them anymore, at least in Germany.
That's really sad. You know, it kind of reminds me of when ISIS went into museums and destroyed all the statues because they thought
Yeah,
they were
Yeah.
pagan.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
That's so. I mean, I'm a historian myself. I mean, that's just
It's in the
so
name
sad.
of political correctness. It's in the name of political correctness.
All things considered, I know I wish the best for Germany and that they have a right to preserve their history.
Hey, well, at least Merkel is stepping down, so you know.
Is
Oh,
she
yeah.
alive?
She's been the leader of Germany, our chancellor, for as long as I've been alive, and that's only 19 years.
Ah,
That's kind of a long time, though.
Prime Minister of 20 years of Germany.
honestly, yeah. I think it's time for her to go on her way out, though. But all for the best.
True.
But
We
in
need a
that
German
sense,
Trump.
yeah, I'm
We need a
hoping so
German
too.
Trump.
I wish
But-
the AFD
but, yeah.
might lose because they're practically getting obliterated because
Oh,
of the secret police.
oh my goodness.
Germany
But-
needs a UKIP.
Oh goodness, the names we'd come up with. But that said, though, since we're
The
about
NASA?
this, I don't know. But and now that said, though, I think it's time we're going to launch into the stories of the week. So
That's perfect.
yes, we are going to begin with the latest round of the fast food spurgout.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, lovely.
Hollywood demands McDonald's and agony for billions of animals. We believe
We
in
believe standing up. Believe in standing up for those who can't stand up for themselves.
They do understand that veganism kills more people than eating meat, right?
That's all McDonald's does. They sell meat stuff.
Well,
What,
the
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
Stop
is,
doing that. I mean,
thing is-
last time we made a joke about potential vegan burgers.
Their salads are awful.
I mean,
They
this-
shouldn't sell any greens.
hey.
Ah.
How is it like in the local? You know, because McDonald's tailors things to local tastes. How's the German McDonald's like?
I don't know. I've never gone. I don't like fast food. I make my own stuff.
Wow, that is
Or
actually
we should
pretty
give up a
impressive.
lot.
I mean, I literally make my own food. I have a garden. I have I buy meats from like shipments and get them sent to me. I have a only meat diet because it helps me.
Yeah. But all the same though, here we're not we're not getting this burger here, but this is all over chickens.
Yeah.
Not cows.
Really? No. Please tell me no.
Yeah, it's all about chickens, but the cows,
Why?
the cows
Why?
fuck themselves, right?
You
Because
do
of cow
understand
fart.
you do understand the chickens that we make are genetically modified and 10 times bigger than a normal chicken. They do understand that, right? These aren't chicken. These aren't actual chickens. They're genetically modified chickens that will never exist outside of the wild.
I also wonder, are they talking about chickens in the United States or in other places? Because there's
They're
places
chickens
where
of the
Hollywood,
world.
man.
we have
The chickens of the
regulations,
world.
you know?
Chickens on the
We all know freaking Hollywood sells Californication, so that's nice.
right. The thing is though, if you look at this, this says they're literally going ham against McDonald's because for forcing the chickens to sit in waste, to live in constant pain, and
That's not what
so
they
on.
do. Well, you do understand how they kill chickens, right?
Sadly, yeah.
Well, the reason we developed that method is because it was most painless for the animal. We just chop its head off. It's the
Indeed.
easiest thing ever.
Yeah.
It's
But, I
quick,
mean-
easy, and painless.
Look at
That's
this, though.
why.
25 celebrities are backing this, and it's like, well,
Yeah,
do
well,
they really
celebrities
care,
are pretty
though?
stupid.
Do they really care? Honestly, no. They're
No,
probably eating
of course
chicken
not.
nuggets
Also
right
You
now.
true.
really expect that they care? They care about people? Oh, that's funny.
Hey, Jolt,
Uh-huh.
can you put the screen share back again? Because I noticed something funny on the article.
What is it? Okay, hang on. Oh, yeah. Give me a second.
No.
what-
Oh, I mean, you're gonna love it because like I did spy with my eye a little something funny. See over there, Teresa's made demonic face.
Oh,
Look at
Oh,
that.
my.
joy.
oh my!
Hey, at least she looks better than Prime Minister Merkel.
That's not
at
saying
least.
much. That's
I think that's the point where she's about to cry, but she doesn't really know how to convey human emotions properly.
And
She's
so
like,
she ends up with this demonic look.
Her face is just making me laugh. I can't look at that. Oh no.
that's why I spared it for you.
Oh,
But-
that's fun.
Dankeschön.
So, what is this protest going to do? Are they trying to ban chicken nuggets or get like chicken rights?
They're just trying to ruin the food industry. That's what they're trying to do.
Well, I
We
don't
demand chicken rights.
understand I don't understand what these people want. If we ban all meats, like vegans say, we will all die because you do understand that plants. Well, even that you can go against them with their own argument, saying that plants can feel pain too, and they're most persecuted because they're eaten by vegans only. But
Yeah.
But the thing is that if you don't eat meat on a regular basis, your body will start to break down
Shut
because you're
down?
not getting enough protein. You're not getting enough nutrients from what you're eating. I mean, people have already discussed this about how much science is in there. They like to drink almond milk. Now, if you know anything about almond milk,
Oh,
it
good.
has it has calcium. Now, calcium is good for you, but it's combined with another element, so you don't get that calcium inside your body. But they like to say, almond milk, we get all the calcium in there. No, you're not getting any calcium because it's bound to another element. You fucking idiot.
Yikes.
This is why you stick with the plain old white milk. Unless
Yeah.
of course, you have
That
nothing.
racist milk.
You know what
Or even
they're starting to call milk milky teeth because it destroys your teeth. That's what they're saying. Because it's an
What?
animal product. Yeah.
Did you ever
because
have
of the
had a look at the soy milk or even
That's what they
almond
say.
milk?
So, in regards to this article, did McDonald's respond to this protest? Like, did they make a statement about their chicken
Probably
rights or
not.
whatever?
Not that I know of. No.
Yeah.
Chicken rights, though.
You,
Just
you think
me.
McDonald's
Shit.
really cares? They're
Like-
a multi-billion-dollar company. I
And
doubt they
chicken
care.
rights. How? Like literally, how do we even give the chickens a plantation of their own? Are the chickens really that intelligent?
You would let them out in the wild and let them die on their own, like any other animal. They're gonna die anyway. Let them die in peace. That's probably what they're saying.
And in less quote unquote cruel in the less cruel hands of
Yeah, like
Yeah.
tearing it apart slowly and then finally eating its head. That's totally less cruel than a quick chop to the head, which makes it feel nothing. Not not like cows. You know, cows that escape and run into the woods and get attacked by wolves. They die vicious deaths, not like how we plan them. But if you actually want to talk about vicious slaughter, talk about halal meat.
Oh, speaking of which,
Jeez.
halal is right because we got a live
Yeah.
comment from Inu who says, "Will choking the chickens be replaced with beating your meat? Halal
Oh
beef."
my god.
Oh my god. Oh, come on.
Lord.
now.
Oh no. Inu.
You
Grump
know,
Inu.
That-
Grump Dan.
Oh, we got a couple of other little good ones too. Native Rabbit Natsu asks, "Did you just say white milk? How dare you forget about the red man again? Hey, where's the red milk at?
Hey,
I just asked, where the red
is
milk at?"
racist. No, white milk is racist, okay?
well, what about chocolate milk?
You
Would that be
understand
racist
that? You
too?
understand that, Joel? As a white man, you must feel privilege. As a Jew, I can stand up for you.
They go to my fellow white people route.
My-
White people, all damn white people.
Hmm.
But hey, at least all things considered, this is just like I said, the latest round of fast food wars, and well, let's just say we know exactly what we're gonna get. And if they want to do this, I'm just gonna go buy chicken from McDonald's, even though I don't frequent McDonald's much.
Okay,
Mm.
so this might sound like a weird thing to say, but do you think that they might actually have a bit of a point? Because, like, I'm not really familiar with
Hell no.
how they actually treat
Hell
their
no.
animals at
Well,
McDonald's.
Yeah, but
The only thing I'd say is that don't buy McDonald's at all. That's better than actually.
I mean, there's two ways of going about this, but
Well,
Not
Yeah, I
even-
mean,
just
like, I'm not
support-
for, you know, abusing
could just
animals
support
or anything.
Chick-fil-A.
yeah,
Well, just support Chick-fil-A. It's better chicken.
yeah.
They have grade A meats. Well, the funny thing is that all other fast food agencies, at least in the world that I know of, use grade F meats. The only one that uses grade A that we know of that is confirmable, not just said on their website, is Chick-fil-A.
And not to mention they're getting so much, trying to be banned out of, the states that you got to get them before while you can. You got to get.
I forget what disease were they hit by like a few years ago? Was it salmonella or something? But
Maybe that or E. coli.
That's what happens if you don't cook your chickens properly.
yeah, that's what they said. But people have been saying that it was the big businesses that because they were succeeding even faster back then, and making more money than McDonald's at the time. That all the big businesses got together and poisoned their food, which does make a lot of sense. I mean, if you're ruining the revenue and you're a smaller competitor, why not just poison their food?
Oh, jeez. That sounds pretty shady.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they would do it. I mean, you're a multi-billion-dollar corporation and you're losing money. What else would you do? You have the money for it.
Why not, eh?
Guess. I mean,
But
yeesh.
so, with that said, I think, well, we can probably, we'll move on to the next item and the kind of the title namesake of the show, for lack of a better title, which is some drama
sounds good.
surrounding Biggest Little Furcon. Well, I shouldn't say drama, but more like Twitter drama.
Oh, furries and drama?
Oh.
No.
Rules A1.
Furries and
The
top
campfire
boxers,
scene is
definitely.
interrupted. The campfire scene is interrupted by police for an excessive amount of awoo. Fines are being issued according to your level of fluffiness. This concludes your adventures for the day. Take a long rest, restore your abilities, and start fresh in the morning.
Hold on, I have a question. How is this drama?
Look at the reactions in the comments section, and you will see
It's
that.
mainly because of their police vests.
Oh my god.
What the
Yeah,
Oh
look
fuck?
at
my God.
this.
Oh
Look
my
at this.
god.
Look at the comments.
Wow.
This hurts. This
Yeah.
hurts inside. You
That-
do understand
that hyena
police
has a-
save more people. The only police that I'd say wouldn't save as many people, and that's the German police, because they aren't issued weapons, as far as I know.
And you guys know, obviously, all these commenters, they're obviously on the left. You know, they're all
Right.
cop-hating Democrats.
But
or
you know what's so
liberals, whatever it
eerie
is.
too? The amount of, F cops that you find here in this section would either suggest A, they're bots, or B,
Or they
Hey.
actually
NPCs?
believe this.
Well, that just reminds me of there was a small town in the USA, I think a while back, that banned all cops, and then after crime rates rose to astronomical amounts, they begged police to come back.
Wait, so they made crime basically legal?
Yeah.
What?
And
Exactly.
then after crime was too bad, they begged the cops to come back.
What happens if you get into a car accident or something, and you're like, "Hey, I need to, dial the
No
authorities and go."
No
like,
cops,
I need
because
help.
cops are racist. That's literally what they said. Cops are racist. But then they wanted them back like
What?
4 weeks later. So they must be not that racist if you want them back after just a month and a half.
People in my family are police officers, and some of my friends are. They're not evil
Yeah,
people.
racist.
Last I checked.
no. And
I don't know.
look,
Maybe
can
before
you imagine what's going to come next if they can't tell the difference between actual cops and fursuiters wearing police vests?
That
I
just
think about
reminds me.
yes.
It just reminds me of the picture of that I forget that fox in a freaking police vest.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, remember
Huh.
when that one moment when the well-known furry streamer Doryu wore a police vest and one person spurred out so hard he literally like,
but like, why
A
though?
racist.
What is with this crazy narrative? What's up with F cops after?
because
what?
apparently police shoot black people in
They shoot
astronomical
everybody.
rates. Even though, well, actually, the funny thing is that police are less likely to shoot black people, and that's because you complain every time they do.
Are you kidding? More white people die from being shot than black people.
Yeah,
At least
more
here in
white
America,
people.
how it
Yeah,
works.
more white people die and get shot by police. But the only reason that is because people complain so much that black people are seen as
Yeah,
not
well-
suitable, not harmable by police, and they literally will try their hardest not to even touch them
Yeah, and
because
further,
that can be considered a criminal suit in almost every nation in the world.
well, if you don't, break the law, you probably have nothing to worry about.
Well,
Unless it's a
I wonder
freak
why
Indeed.
13. Well, I just wonder why 13% of your population commits 50% of the crime.
That's
Yeah, I
actually
wonder
not
why.
true. That's not true.
It,
13%
I mean,
means all of black people in America.
no, that's
So
that's the
they're not
black
all committing
population
crime.
of the states.
Yeah, so that
They
means
commit half the crime.
Well, actually, I think
but-
it's 11% because because black women don't commit nearly as much crime.
Right, but
But yeah, think about it though. No, not every black person commits crimes here in America. I think it's more like 1% of them actually.
but they
do
commit
that.
50% of the of whatever crimes in the United States,
Yeah,
statistically speaking.
But it's still outrageous that 50% of the crimes are committed by African Americans.
Yeah, it is though, and that's wild to think that. I mean, just a lot of it is gang violence, and that's why we need people like, I don't know, police officers maybe to stop people getting
police
shot
are
in the streets.
No, you don't get it, Vera. Police are racist. They're causing the gangs to form. So remove the police from the equation, the gangs will just dissolve.
Oh my god! Why are so
It's-
many
it's like-
furries like this though? I don't get
It's
it.
like a gun-free zone. You shoot a gun and all the bullets just drop because
Vanish.
it's a gun-free zone.
Yeah, that will work out so well. Like
It's
again,
like
same deal.
Yeah, so if you make a school like a gun-free zone, the shooter's gonna walk up to it. Oh, never mind, gun-free zone. I can't enter here. I'll go to the next.
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Like, what are they gonna do? Come on.
Yep.
Well,
You can see.
So,
Come-
any
I
theories
think
on why so many furries seem to hate police
I
officers?
don't. I mean, look, it's a very political issue. That's what that is, though. But look,
That's
I'd
crazy.
rather go with what BLFC does and rather be fine on the level of my fluffiness. Come on, guys.
yeah.
Honestly, rate the level of fluffiness of yours truly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I give you a 1.
Oh no.
I'm joking. I give you 7. At least a
I
decent
give-
8.
I would
also
give
love
you
how,
$100,000 billion.
I give you
Really?
9 if you're wearing a suit.
How much would you find this? How much would you find this?
An 8.
$900,000 billion.
I give you an 8, but if you wore the suit, it'd be 9.
yeah, 8.5. Pretty
I mean, the
cheeky.
common fine
Nice.
of a wooing is $350.
Oh, I love how BLFC
we-
brought that up. The excessive wooing. That was funny.
But based on the level of fluffiness, how much would you get fined?
That's like another $100
I
right on
have
top.
no idea.
Actually, you know
That's
what?
at least,
You know
at
what?
least 10,000.
Orange Doggo is gonna get fined more than me because he less fluff.
Oh
He's super
no!
fluffy.
Oh
He's
no!
super fluffy.
Hey, that's what happens when you can't get yourself,
Hey, just look at me.
bodysuit.
I'm fluff. I'm fluff. I'm biggest fluff.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what
you're a
happens.
snow leopard, so
I
what do
got
you
a
expect?
fluffy tail. I got fluffy everything. That's because I'm a freaking snow leopard. Okay. We're all fluff.
Oh, and did you see the argument that they had on the comments on that post? Someone was like, "Ooh, cop fetish," and then someone else was like, "Don't kink shame." Like, come on, what?
Hey,
What's
what
going
if
on?
hey, what if kink shaming is your kink?
I don't know.
True.
Then don't kink shame my kink shaming.
Yes,
That's pretty meta.
I know. That's all you need to say. Don't kink shame, but kink shaming is my kink.
All right, guys, I was sent an official picture of an Awoo ticket in case we ever need to issue one out.
Well, let's see.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Well, I can still see myself on the side. That's pretty nice.
Send all unlawful Awoo
$350
$350 fine. Send all payments to Traffic Enforcement Division 1978 Inu Okami Avenue Fur Affinity FA. No, fuck the Fur Affinity bit. We gotta update that. We gotta fix that. Pronto.
Oh no, you got it from Granddad. Ooh.
We gotta fix that pronto.
Ooh.
Ow.
Okay, that's it. I'm gonna start issuing the fines, Zephyr. Okay. But I digress.
Oh,
yeah.
actually, one of my friends, he's a fursuiter who like also has a police vest. He does like that whole thing, and he told me that him and his other like police fur buddies are going to hand those out at the next convention they go to.
Nice.
Like I've already
Nice.
seen this before. So
I think
I'm looking forward to that.
like just on the plus side though, a lot of the furries they would either just play along and not give a crap. So
Oh yeah,
Well,
of course.
you
that's a
know,
good side.
Oh, it's
well,
like
the
a
funny
meme
thing-
brought to life.
well, you guys do understand that your police are the best police in the world, America's police, and the reason is because they can carry a gun any single country they go into as long as they're American police.
True.
Oh, I didn't know that actually. Well, I know that
Yeah,
my
yeah.
dad he brings
Ted
like his
Nugent.
firearm places.
Ted Nugent, your most famous cop actually, Ted Nugent got that bill signed like I don't know how long ago it was, but it's pretty nice because
Huh.
basically
that.
any
Oh,
American cop can bring any single weapon he wants to any single country in the world and can't be stopped because he's American.
Also, there
Oh.
was also the fact of the Hollywood shootout. Was it called again, right? That the two bank robbers that they were like, completely armored out, and so That's one of the main reasons why police carry rifles at chambering
Oh,
5.56.
that was during the LA riots. What happened was is that the pistols couldn't affect the men because they were wearing body armor, and they literally ran over to the gun shop, took guns from the gun shop, and started shooting at them.
I kind of wonder where those guys even got body armor to begin with.
Yeah, they'd have to have stolen it, I'd say. It's suspect, but...
Or bought it off the black market, which actually was probably very smart of them, you know. Pretty intelligent idea. Weird body armor.
Well, yeah.
They died. I think they died in the shootout, but, you know, they were pretty effective because, you know, they weren't harmed for, like, at least 15 minutes because they just kept shooting and nothing could hit them.
Anyway, there is one last little piece of, you know, furry Twitter, well, not so goodness or whatever it is.
Oh no, what's this time?
Drum roll, please. I don't know, man. Being a successful artist is more valid and impressive than shouting out about a peach.
Free speech on Twitter all day.
Giant furry porn is more effective than humans.
Yeah, that's right.
Wait, what?
You know, if you tried to...
I just realized who made this tweet. What the heck?
If you try to step to Count Dankula, you are gonna be in.
Hey, you know,
you're gonna be shamed so badly.
Count Dankula belongs in jail. He's clearly a Nazi. Look at his dog. His dog's a Nazi too. You need to execute that dog.
Oh my god. Oh well.
Also, holy shit! Look at his chest. I mean, look at the chest. That clearly is a Nazi symbol over there, isn't it?
I know. Look at that Nazi chest.
Maybe we should
not like it's another type. Well, you know that's what angers me. That's what angers me as both a German and a Jew. People don't recognize how bad socialism is. There's National Socialism, which is fascism,
Nazism.
which is on the left. Because it's socialist. Doesn't matter if it's National Socialism, it's still socialism, which means it's the left wing. And then there's radical socialism, which is known as communism, but it's not really communism because even Stalin didn't say he was a communist. Well, he did say he was a communist, but he said communism wasn't achieved yet. That's why he made the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics. Because
and in the Cold War,
they were communist.
Just back on track here first. Look, this is what happens when furries can't stop running their mouths.
But this is just the most random thing. Why would he even say that?
Like to try and step to Dankula and said, "Oh, I'm so better than you because you literally scream on Twitter all day."
Hey, don't forget, Anna Kasparian is fucking better than you. Okay.
Oh, of course she is.
I'm better than you. Okay.
Like I said, I mean, look at this. Now, the likableness of furries and so forth has literally just nosedived because the internet denizens see it.
You know, because of Medicare and Alcohol Dankula.
No, it's because one person couldn't stop running their mouth, and, you know, now that this happened, people now see furries as, you know, as people who say, furry art, draw furry porn to own free speech. Activists.
Hey, what if furry porn inspires free speech? Does that mean?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Jolt.
Yes.
Jolt. Also, wasn't there that like a representative that became a furry, but like all the NPCs drew her character being raped all the time, and so you remember that?
Republican, that Republican, you know, Chad Republican who found out. Oh, she took it in stride.
I mean, who doesn't like rape porn? Like, that's pretty hot, TBH.
Well, they didn't like her because she was a Republican, so. Wait, look at these comments, though. Oh my god, they hate us. They hate us so much.
It's more like, you know, let's go on a freaking exterminatus on furries. That's
pretty much, yeah.
Like, remember that, you know, that furry cruise, you know, that furry thingo where somebody made an animation of what happened with, like, some space marines.
Yeah. But that's exactly what's gonna happen. They're just gonna freaking hump their face, and then they're gonna have to call exterminatus on the furry world.
Oh my goodness.
Just completely nuke the planet because they can't deal with how many there are.
Jesus
What?
Christ.
They'll survive. They'll survive in space because we got freaking Orion. We got Orion. He's gonna survive in space. Any
No,
other
true. Orion is a Orion. He has multiple eyes, space doggo.
I know, right? But he would be the most perfect as the space marine, though. But remember that said.
True.
Orion is a space marine. We need to get that art done.
Hey, you know,
Actually, I know what would be good. Talon as a battle sister, and then Orion.
hey.
as a
There's
space
already
marine.
out of me as a space marine, don't you forget.
Oh, true,
I
true.
know. I haven't seen it yet, but I
I
know
thought you
there is.
have.
No, I know you guys have it, but I haven't seen it.
There is out of me
Haven't
as a
seen it
space
yet.
marine. Are you kidding me? There is out of me as a space marine. But you know what,
In
though?
any case, let's go back on track, shall we?
Now let's see who's going to be the next furry to step against another internet personality to the point where furries
It's gonna be
list
me.
diminishes
It's
even
gonna be
further.
me.
Who are you
Do
going to
it.
step against? Sargoy.
I don't understand why people call him that. Actually,
It's a meme name though. I mean, I would have called him Sargon a lot more, but I just rolled with it. Not that I dislike
it's
the guy, but
Yeah, it's the goy meme. Like, oy vey,
Hey.
goys.
hey, stop
Yeah.
being a goyim. Okay, okay.
I mean, I don't
Understand goyim?
I don't dislike the guy at all. It's just
I just can't believe Count Dankula though. That's so funny.
I can say
Oh.
goyim. Okay, I'm Jewish.
Oh yeah, so you could say it. Oh, that's some privilege you
Yes,
got there.
absolutely. Stop being a free speech extremist. I can't stand. Oh no.
Oh, here's another one. I might just ruin this chat.
God fucking damn it.
777 Ice Kitsune says, I still want to step on Kaforix. Okay, the normal at this point, the normal furry would say, "What are you, a macro?"
Hey,
Oh.
no. That's disgusting because freaking Cothrix doesn't like anything to do with feet. Apparently, the only thing he likes is war. Literally, that's the only thing he likes, which is disgusting in itself.
Wait, Ziggy Wolf says.
Hey, you do understand he's collaborating with Bad Dragon to make a peanut soda Sona, right?
Oh no!
No, he's
Ooh.
wait,
That's
he is.
that
Are
is
you sure?
cancer.
Are you
Okay.
sure about that
I'm
though?
pretty sure he said that. He said that on Twitter. I don't know if he's joking or not, but if
I
it's
thought he
not a
left.
joke, I'd buy it. I'd buy it.
I thought he left the fandom like months ago with the whole Kiro thing.
Yeah, but he's literally a weak willed finger, and it doesn't help that Kaforix looks like the thing. He's literally the furry has the appearance of a mundane mat.
Don't pick
At
up
least not
rocks.
pro
Don't
Jared.
be a rock
At
hoarder.
least.
Okay, Joe. Don't be a rock hoarder. I'm just picking up rocks with my kid.
Anyway, yeah, one last little laugh comment. Ziggy Wolf says, "I made Sargon go, oh whoa."
Oh,
Ooh.
did you? Prove it. Pix or lie. Oh no.
Oh, Pixar didn't happen. I know. I'll see if I can dig this up. But anyway, wow, Twitter is totally something, isn't it? Sometimes.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Hey,
This
yeah.
is why I don't use Twitter very much.
Likewise. So the next item on the list is.
Oh no.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Oh,
It's Rotten
Lord
Tomatoes.
Jesus.
Oh, you mean Captain Marvel?
It's not so much that. Rotten Tomatoes is changing audience review capabilities to tackle review bombing.
Yeah, aren't they forcing people to pay the review, and then they removed all the reviews?
Yeah.
that
exactly
was
it.
the gist of it. They're forcing
'Cause
people
now-
first and foremost. Yes, they're forcing
Yeah.
people to pay to have the ability to review a movie and have a verified score. And any historical reviews are going to be removed.
So basically, they're
No.
saying they're doing this to prevent trolls and review bombing and stuff. But really,
Hey,
what they're doing is it's going to backfire. Because think
you know,
about it, like
you know
if you
what's just
actually
even funnier?
pay to see the movie and you can be verified that you paid and you give a bad review, then it's just more validation that the movie was actually bad,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
But
Like
no,
it's gonna.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But the funnier thing is, it's gonna force all these journalists to actually watch the movie.
Right. Here's the part where you gotta read. Let's see. The update will allow Rotten Tomatoes team to tag written reviews from users so we can confirm purchase tickets. Users who want to submit verified ticket purchases can do so only via Fandango right now. Other theater chains, including AMC Theaters, Regal Cinemas, Cinemark, have also signed up to participate. So it's literally a case of middleman and whatever.
Well,
The
that's how
funny
they make
thing
their
is,
money.
didn't they ban? Aren't they not allowing reviews for the older movies? Isn't that something that they're doing?
They're
Then-
deleting everything, starting over.
Well, if they deleted everything, so that means the first movie that they've ever reviewed on, nobody has reviews on that anymore. And since how are you going to prove you saw it if it's not out in theaters anymore?
Yeah, right.
Like,
Yeah.
so we gotta-
what happens
I
to
don't
all
know.
these movies that aren't out right now? What
Like,
happens to
the
all
thing-
these movies?
Yeah. The thing is, you look at this and they say, remember that to get a verified thing, you have to purchase tickets from Fandango.
Only from Fandango, and that's it.
Well,
Apparently
that's because they run. Well, that's because they run Fandango. Don't you know that, Gil?
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, you have to pay them in order to make a verified comment. But they are still
On their
technically
side.
keeping audience comments, but it's going to be hidden and buried. And then they only count the
That's
verified
nice.
scores. Yeah, nice, right? Hooray!
Wait,
More censorship.
Only,
Hooray
More.
for controlling opinions.
Well,
Yeah,
that means that the audience comments will be the only ones on older movies. So that means that actually, do they count? Do they count those as reviews and mark the movie down, or like I don't understand. If it's a good review or a bad review, but it's not proven that you saw it, will they count that? I have no idea.
No,
Well,
no, they
there's a
won't.
Will they
deal.
only count verified reviews? And
Yeah.
what if a big company just buys a bunch of verified reviews? Will that make them
True.
more substantial than the other reviews?
Oh,
Like,
that's a good
there's
idea.
so many
I don't know.
questions.
Yeah, like if a company pays like 100 people to see the movie, huh? I never
And
thought
they
of
Only
all
that.
still
and they
needs to
all
bomb
sign up
them.
for verified reviews. What does that mean? Does that mean that their review is worth more than an unverified review? Like, what's the point?
I mean, I'm thinking
True.
that it's because of the whole Captain Marvel. That's definitely a factor. The Last Jedi. Because if you look at
Suelo.
exactly, like how Rotten Tomatoes used to work, the critic score is always like higher or like different than the audience score. So and
Yeah,
it's become
it's
so
been like that
political
for
too.
the past 5 years.
So they're trying to censor everything now.
Also, do you know what's funny about all this though too? About by limiting people on what they could review or not, it's just like the bigger proof that they can't take the heat.
No, they can't. And like I said, it's also because everything's so political. With the whole Captain Marvel thing, that was obviously a feminist movie. I mean, let's be real here. And so when it gets bad reviews, it's like, oh no, we have to stop these trolls. Even though the movie
that
was
actually reminds me. When you said everything is political, that just reminds me of two comments. One from the Life of Strange game that I watched, where he says everything is political, Sean. and then it reminds me of do you know BioWare, right? when they were first making the sequel to the new the Dragon Age that came out, the last Dragon Age, they said
Wasn't
it was going
Mass
to be
Effect Andromeda?
no,
Was that Mass Effect Andromeda?
no, the last Dragon Age that they made. The new guy that was I think for the new one said that everything will be political because Dragon Age is a political game. I don't think they understand how politics work, but the politics in Dragon like games is different than the politics in. I don't think they understand that.
Look, this is what happens when you use works of fiction as a primer for understanding basic politics. Like you see it all the time from people who use Harry Potter for politics, and now people want to use Game of Thrones for understanding politics.
And now we have, and then
Yeah.
1984
That
George
just remind-
Orwell.
Hey, you just reminded me of something, Jolt. There's a huge debate over Game of Thrones calling Bran the Broken.
Jesus.
I mean, we did remember. If you
There-
remember, we did an episode on Game of Thrones on things unrelated to that, but it was still all the same. It was
It's
still
just-
got a lot to do with how it was mishandled. Season 8, rather.
Hey, I haven't watched anything yet. All I know is Bran the Broken. Don't spoil anything for me.
I won't. But I will. Needless to say, all I'm going to say is Season 8 was so poorly handled that fans are literally asking for Season 8 to be remade with more competent writers.
I
actors, and all
heard that. Hey, you know the funny thing that I learned this week? George R. Martin doesn't even watch Game of Thrones. He said so publicly. I don't watch my own creations. I watch others.
Ooh.
Which
Alright.
I guess makes sense because I guess he wouldn't want to watch stuff he knows he already made in books. I guess it makes sense to him, but as a writer myself, I write on the side, but I would love to see my work. I would like to see how they portrayed it. If it's good, if it's not good, I would say, all right, you need to remake that.
Yeah, I guess. So, do you guys think this is a good idea for Rotten Tomatoes to do this? I mean, like a good
Hell
idea,
no.
like business-wise.
Well,
No.
the only I would accept it if they did it like Steam did, to prove send in a ticket, not just force people to buy a ticket already from your site. It should be any ticket anywhere. If they did it like Steam, Steam has verified reviews. You can check if the person that is reviewing the game actually played it and how long they played it. That makes a lot. That proves how much effort they have, because if you have 0 hours and you say the game is trash, nobody's gonna believe you.
That's the
Right,
thing,
right.
because they have inbuilt statistics tracking. For movie tickets, no, they do not.
Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of hard to say. Like, I've seen
Yeah.
this movie 5 times. Yeah, sure you did. I mean, you
Yeah,
never
they
know.
say that, but that means you have to buy 5 tickets and prove that you bought 5 tickets and watched them.
Yeah, but
5
do you
times.
really want to give your money to Fandango just to say,
No, I don't. That's why I'm saying that they should have it for free.
So I
It
think
will
they're
make
going to
a lot
lose
of
a lot of money.
Absolutely.
that's
And the people that do actually do the reviews, I mean, depending on what the movie is, if it's good, then okay, that's good. But the negative reviews, I think, are going to carry a lot of weight because they're like, wow,
Well,
a verified user said that it's a bad movie. That's they actually spent the
Well-
time and money to do that.
Well, the funny thing, Nova, is that all of the big production of like movies and stuff, they're trying to focus on China because China is the biggest market. It's got 1 billion people. Of course, you want to go there. But all these movies that they make, flop in China. All of these game companies that try to make money off of China lose money in the West. Because they're too money hungry to refuse to make 2 versions of a game, so they just make one, the whole thing inferior
right.
in favor of the Chinese people.
The biggest issue
True,
is that they're
true.
not catering to their core demographic.
Yeah,
Mm.
and
That's right.
they're losing more money over time, which makes no sense.
Just like
Right.
Paramount Sonic.
I mean,
But speaking of that, though, we're gonna go through a few more little live comments too. Speaking of, because Sonic's been mentioned, and I do have a little update. Is that the creators are going to redesign Sonic, and they've delayed the movie till 2020.
oh yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, good.
They
good.
better get it right. They better.
Gil, you're a freaking Sonic OC. Be quiet.
Oh, I'll have you soon,
Ouch.
Zeffy.
Well.
And
And speaking of other stuff, yeah, Inu Okami says, I've just completely given up on Hollywood. It's $30 just to walk into a theater and another 30 if you want a snack or soda. And you need to do sitting next to rude people. Rage quit!
I mean,
it's like
really
€5.
noisy people.
It's like €5 over here.
I
I
At
mean,
least
not
where
only
I
that,
live.
not
But
only
I
that
don't
as
even
well,
watch
but I
it.
remember going to the cinema as well too, like a lot of times, and I swear to God, I always had one kid that never shuts the fuck up and keeps kicking my fucking seat.
Or
Uh,
there's a
Good lord.
baby. Or
Look,
there's a baby
it's
that
one of
I
those
would think.
venues I know. The only time I've ever been to a cinema in 2019 was to watch How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
Was that any good?
Yes.
I didn't hear anything good about it.
Yes, it was
I heard-
satisfying. But at least, if you remember, we did an episode once on the podcast where people were complaining that Toothless was not gay.
Oh my god.
Well, people is gay though. Like, oh my god. Every single character in every single medium is gay at one point.
See,
Ever
that's
heard
the
about
crazy
fan
thing.
fictions?
And let's say if they
Yeah.
did make Toothless gay, and then if you, Jolt, let's say, made a bad review about the movie, like if it was bad, then it's like, oh
You're
no,
racist.
homophobia. The homophobic
Right.
reviewers.
That's precisely it, too.
Like,
There's
You know-
that. You have to contend with that.
That's crazy.
That just brings me back to, the funniest thing is that the most racist people in the whole world are the Chinese.
Really?
Well, actually, the Asians in general are
Well, that's a
racist
pretty
against
racist
other
thing
Asians.
to say. That's a
No,
pretty
no,
racist
they're-
thing to say, dude.
No, they're racist against other Asians. Because if you go to China and you're like, let's say you're South Korean and you try to buy a business in China, your business will probably be broken down in at least an hour. If you're even a Korean and you go to Japan, you'll be persecuted. If you're a Chinese person and you go to Japan, you'll be persecuted even more. It's a racist
Look,
society.
the Asian
Holy
thing, there's a
shit.
lot. I know there's a lot of complicated affairs in the Asian thing.
Yeah.
I don't know it all. I mean, I myself have Asian heritage, but I don't know all the stories. But needless
Well,
to say, they have their own. Yeah. Just
Yeah,
to
I-
kind
I
of
have
quickly
on
speak about
sales.
this.
I have a lot of
wonder-
Asian
I
friends,
wonder if that
especially
affects
in Japan, and they complain about about Chinese people all the time. And like, if a Westerner would hear them, they would say, "That's pretty racist." Because of how much derogatory terms they use. They literally call Chinese people slant eyes, like how
Right.
no,
Yes.
like,
That's
Among
what
other
it's a
words,
common
I would
Asian
imagine.
insult. But Avia, you were
Yeah,
about
but-
to say something? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder how that affects sales. Because we're talking about the market in China.
Yeah.
Do you think like if a Korean studio based in America, let's say, makes a game, if people who live in China or Japan, like if that might affect how they would want to buy
that
it?
already
there
happened.
is.
That already happened. There was a horror game, and the Chinese bombed it. They literally review bombed it because it was Korean.
Wow.
Ah,
Wow.
They're pretty
anyway,
racist people. It's a pretty racist society in Asia.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
the
not gonna
Indians.
lie.
There's the Indians against the Pakis. There's the Indians against the Chinese against the North and South Koreans. The Indians. Everybody's against each other.
Oh, why
It's
can't
the
we all
way
just
it's
get
the way the
along?
world works, but I think we're kind of dragging things out too far here at this point.
Okay, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
But in that sense, though, you were going to look at the last item of the week, which would
Which
just
is-
be the greatest crossover in, well, as just to say as a meme, but yes.
Sony
part-
partnered with Microsoft to make use of Azure Cloud Services AI development. Ooh,
Yeah.
holy
They-
shit.
Oh my god, I can already imagine the console that they would make if they were combined together.
Yeah.
The play box.
Hey, Joe,
Yes.
The play box one.
I don't you have ad block?
I should. It has an ad block, but these are not really ads. These are
Scroll down for
more
a bit.
like.
Scroll down for a bit. Scroll down
I-
for a bit, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
I know. The One Angry Gamer runs these sorts of ads because that's just how freaking.
Well, not
Really
only
does it.
that.
Okay, look, I don't care. At this point, yeah, it's flat, but I do have ad block. But I have to use Chrome because screen share is retarded on other browsers. But anyway, enough of that. yeah, this is basically, you know, them allying against Google Stadia because they see the potential in streaming games.
Well, yeah, because games aren't games as a service makes more money, and basically, if you get banned from these services, you have no access to your games because they're technically not your property. You're just buying a license to the game for a while.
Until
Right.
you know you get banned or the entire service dies. Hey Joe,
Yeah,
do you remember Ouya? You
that's why
remember the
you.
Ouya? It dies off tomorrow.
Oh, the Ouya, isn't that weird
Yeah.
console that people kickstarted?
Yep, that's exactly the one. And it's
Well,
dying off tomorrow, actually. The entire
that's
games
pretty
and
good.
service are going to shut down completely tomorrow
Oh,
That
on the 25th.
Shame.
it's kind of sad, but that's what happens when you make a bad product. Um,
It means not only
actually,
that as well,
actually,
too,
no,
but
no. Actually, that's wrong. There's only one company that defies that logic, and that's Apple.
Right.
They
But
make a
they're not
bad product, and they make more money.
yeah, but they're not the ones who are getting into the gaming. They're sticking into the mobile games pocket, but they're not, you know,
Yeah.
taking on the console players.
I'm pretty sure if Apple saw as enough revenue, they probably would. I mean, they have their hands in almost everything.
Look, I mean, can you imagine an Apple console? First and
no.
foremost?
I'm pretty sure they make it. It would be worse than any other console. The only people that will watch, the only people that will criticize it would be actual gamers because
Yeah.
any Apple user are going to say, "Oh my God, it's amazing! Let's buy it for like like $3,000 more than the original price." It should
Actually,
be.
and you know what else? On top of that, too, don't forget the stereotypes of being an Apple product user because you're literally gonna spend your time playing it at Starbucks.
Oh my God, I just hate
Jesus
Apple so much.
Christ, the burn.
They infuriate me to no end because they just make awful products and they sell them for outrageous prices and people buy them, and then when they fail, there was one thing they're like doing multiple things that are illegal under like almost all customs law, and they're not charged for any of it. Any small business would be closed down by now for the stuff they're doing. Basically, we just had a repair in for like there was a keyboard that was malfunctioning, and what happened was is that instead of removing the keyboard in newer versions, just keep making it. And all these computers are breaking because the keyboard isn't set in right, and that's against like multiple customs laws, but they keep selling it. Um, they'll just offer a repair for like $1,000. Well, actually, no, I think it's like $2,500. Um, and that's more than a computer. So it makes it buying another computer of the same caliber much more available than actually purchasing the upgrade, which
Well,
is illegal. Which is directly illegal, but nobody talks about that for some reason.
I'm also wondering if this merge is legal as well, because
This- the-
Microsoft and Sony were actually like competitors for a while, and
yeah,
now
but
they're
now
fighting?
That's not illegal because competitors working. Well, two companies working together in secret is illegal. Two companies working together in public, like they say, we're working together on this or this. That's perfectly legal. But if they go behind somebody's back and basically say, "All right, we're going to destroy this smaller company," and somebody finds out, that's absolutely illegal, and they would be fined millions of dollars and probably shut down.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what I'm thinking. Like monopoly laws might come into play. And
yeah,
if that's the case, then think about
Maybe
all these companies
if
that
they
join
make too much
together to
money.
ban people.
Right,
Like on
right.
YouTube, if
Yeah.
it's like their brand, their business, and like all these like what happened to Alex Jones. He has
yeah.
a business, and all these companies at one time came together in secret to ban him, and they all deny it. But it's so true,
Yeah.
though. Like
Mhm.
that's some
But-
shady stuff.
Yeah, it is. But in this case, though, I think this is just more to do with this is more to do with sharing technology so that they'll hopefully will be of mutual benefit to both Sony and Microsoft. But
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
it does, considering like Yeah, I mean, it even came as a shock to to Sony as well. But
And if they
Yeah,
actually
well,
do make a good streaming service, then hey, that could
hey,
be good for all of us.
maybe if it's productive, maybe they'll make a console together and we'll call it the Playbox 420.
Okay.
420, hey.
Hey.
Yeah, the Playbox 420. Wouldn't you play that console? I would. I totally would.
I mean, what?
It's called the
You're going
Playbox.
way too creative there,
Who
Ziffy.
wouldn't? Who wouldn't buy a friggin' console that's called the Playbox? I mean, that's
I mean, couldn't you come up with X Station?
nah. That's awful. Playbox is better.
Playbox.
I mean,
Yes.
but yeah, a couple other things too. Inu Akami says, upgrade your Sony PlayStation to Windows 10.
Holy shit.
Oh.
Oh no.
Hey, this is what happens when they try to merge, Sony and PlayStation.
Actually, that just reminds me of the merger of Activision and Blizzard.
Activision End?
Yeah,
Blizzard.
Activision and Blizzard. They
Blizzard.
combined. Yeah.
Shit.
So are they Blizzard
Yeah, they are.
or
But
Blizzard?
kinda.
Blizzard.
Yeah, but that's why, they're both literally. But anyway, speaking of other little things, though, what would be the numbering scheme for the new Sony Microsoft combined Fusion console? Is it a 1? I mean, no, it's definitely said 420, but
Oh, they should do Roman numerals.
Oh no. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
irreverent,
that'd
but
be
amazing
cool.
at the same time.
And
Actually, no.
eventually,
That
it
would
would be the Playbox
that would
like
confuse
X.
that would confuse too many youngsters. You understand that, right, Nova? They don't understand what Roman numerals are. They're too stupid.
Playbox I.
You need to be
Wait a minute.
worried about gender
Bad idea.
politics and all this other stuff instead of actually knowing things.
Look, the thing is, if you were to get back on topic, a Fusion console, I would rather do this with Nintendo.
Actually, oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're the ones who are thinking outside of the box, and they're the ones who are not focusing on
Outside of the Xbox.
on what Sony and Microsoft are doing that are not related to game stuff, which is the politics on the side.
Or
Yeah,
even
just
that as well too. But since you mentioned Nintendo as well too, I mean, Sega back then did have the Dreamcast, the Saturn, the Mega Drive, right? Imagine if those were modern consoles.
I'm pretty sure Sony won't ever work with Nintendo. I'm pretty sure they hate each other.
They're competing
Well-
against each other, but unfortunately, the biggest preventer of this is, remember, Sony relocated their main, to Sony California. It becomes the head of Sony.
Yeah, which is kind of weird because California is trash. But I'm pretty sure
Literally.
Japan is the best place you could be. But I don't understand why they'd move.
I don't know.
Actually, that makes sense. They're a much bigger American company than they are a Japanese company.
I know.
The Japanese really don't like them for some reason.
But
I
think
guess
it's also got to do with Japan's decline in in gaming, essentially.
Actually, I know why the Japanese don't like it because the censorship that Sony have been doing on their consoles that happened a lot earlier.
It's been hurting
in
Japanese
Japan.
developers.
Yeah. That's the point. That's why Japanese really don't like them.
They've got
And
to
it's
go
been
through
happening.
they got to go through
It's been
hoops.
happening for longer than we know. It was happening longer before we know.
Yeah.
And the Japanese really didn't like that.
Yeah,
That's probably why they moved.
yeah. Well,
Wasn't it because of
Because
Wasn't it
their
also because
film headquarters was getting like egged and thrown at, and like the Japanese normally don't do that. They're a very polite society. You have to be really, really angering to the Japanese people to cause them to actually hate you that much that they're gonna freaking egg your business.
holy shit? But also, well, yeah, there's that because actually reminding us all too. I mean, the playable teaser for like this, canceled Silent Hill flopped.
Hmm.
Wasn't
Well,
it?
yeah, but I
Wait,
can't
PC
think.
flopped in Asia?
Shocker,
I mean,
right?
yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
the Asians loved more.
But yeah, well, either way, though, I think just to conclude on this, we just have to wait and see where this joint endeavor between Sony and Microsoft goes. Maybe we'll see this, as good for the
Where
market.
do you think it will go,
Maybe.
Jolt?
Sorry.
Where do you think it will go?
Um, I don't think they'll make a fusion console. They'll probably end up benefiting each other and having a streaming service that could actually fight against Google. That's the goal,
Google
right?
Stadia.
Yes. But I don't know. Nobody so far has been able to crack down. Have they been able to crack game streaming perfectly? I'm not so sure. I don't use PlayStation Now or such things, but
Well, as long as they don't do Epic,
they won't.
Epic model.
They don't. They don't. They're not. There's no. There's no third party console resellers on the digital market. It's just yeah.
Can you imagine if somebody does that? A third party seller?
A third party digital shop front. Like if Epic wants to get on the console thing, they have to fight against PSN and the Xbox store.
I'm pretty
No
sure
good.
Xbox.
No good.
Steam.
I'm
No
pretty
good.
sure they would not allow them to even sell on their consoles.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh no way they would allow that.
But yeah. But that's pretty much kind of it for. That's pretty much where we stand for time. So, anyways, it's time we wrapped up. Made quite a statement though. So, Zephyr, that's kind of outing. Well, how did you feel so far about this new cycle of the week? Just to kind of make a closing statement.
It's fun. I wish we talked a bit more about China and how they're like literally only allowing 5,000 games to be allowed every year, and they're already done with this year. But I enjoy being on, and I'd happily be on next week or whatever time you'd like me to appear again.
Absolutely, we'll arrange something. Definitely that. So, Avira.
Well, this was fun. I hope you all guys enjoyed watching this, as we certainly did making it. And that's pretty much it.
Gil.
It was actually, pretty interesting as well too. I mean, sure. I mean, there's a lot of fake news media and everything, but none is as reliable as we are here at the Furry Raiders. That's pretty funny as well too, and pretty interesting as well too. But at the same time as well too, I mean, seeing all this virtual sales distribution about games and everything, personally, it actually, on my opinion, actually does grant a lot of people a lot of access to games much more easier, right? But at the same time, I feel much more confidence in physical copies.
I understand. I understand.
Agreed.
And I'm not gonna switch all anime anytime so goddamn easy at all.
I get you entirely. Things are changing, but sometimes the old ways might just work best.
Yes, I mean, because people just are just going over their heads a lot, and so at the end of the day, I mean, we all get screwed. Both developers, sellers, and even the consumers. We all get flamed up when some very shitty ideas that wasn't thoroughly thought through.
I know. Ideas and implementation go hand in hand.
Well,
Yes.
there is one thing. Like, if they're losing money, why do they keep doing it? That's what I've never understood. Like, particularly about loot boxes and all this other stuff. If they aren't making enough money, why do they keep doing it and angering people? I have no.
Why do they
don't
bother?
understand.
Right. That's a whole can. It's a can of worms for another time.
It's also not only that, but it also corrupts the gaming industry as a whole. Because instead of, let's say, you make a quality game that you would sell for a lot of people that will love it, right? Instead, nowadays, you got some shitheads, sorry for the lack of the term, that just make the game as kind of a bit of a gambling, like
Mhm.
you just pay them direct instead of a one-time thing,
Which is
just
bank
sell
look at you.
yeah, yeah. I
Yes.
mean, just selling the car instead of just selling the cartridge, the CD. You just have this software that's not even a game that you just install it, and to get better the game, you have to pay them for cheats and whatever of in-game stuff to just be good, and it just corrupts the entire game industry as a whole, and it's
All right,
sad
all right.
actually.
What a
I
rant.
I think we gotta go.
Yeah, the rant. That is very ranty,
That
but
that's perfect.
it's
Sonic Lucy.
honestly, and
Oh, we'll see about that, Snow Leopard.
like, come on.
Off
I
with
don't
the-
know if I'm gonna be in the business of like a final rant before we close the show. But hey, but that's pretty much it for the week. Again, big thanks to all those who listen. You can always find our episodes on YouTube, Podbean, iTunes, Google Play Store, Stitcher, and we'll be looking into more places to literally to post up, so you will never have a shortage of where to find it. This is us signing out for the week. Farewell, and until next time.
And
Auf
until
Wiedersehen.
then.
Bye.